What's good? It's your boy Sontwisted. Wanted to address something that I keep seeing a lot of artists post up about, and that's producers clearing samples or artists not buying beats from producers if the samples aren't cleared. And I think y'all artists got it twisted. It's actually the artist or the record label's job to clear the sample. Whoever it is that's publishing the finished song, that's who's supposed to be clearing the sample. And technically a producer really can't clear a sample anyway because we don't have the lyrics. It's not just the musical composition that gets cleared. You gotta clear the lyrics too. Because let's say you make a song talking about drinking lean and driving fast whips, and the person who you're sampling is a member of MAD or SAD. If you don't know, that's Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Sisters Against Drunk Driving, Fathers Against Drunk Driving, right? Let's say they're against whatever your lyrical content is. You're not gonna get the sample cleared if you're talking about that. So even if the producer was to go clear, let's say the producer cleared the sample. Right? Let's say they wanted $5,000 to clear the sample, and I normally sell my beats $500. Well, guess what? Now I gotta charge you $5,500 for that beat to make up for the sample clearance, and you still don't have clearance for your lyrics. So now you're gonna have to pay another $5,000 to clear the lyrics again. So now it costs you $10,500 to clear a sample that should have only cost you $5,000 to clear, because you're expecting the producer to quote unquote clear the sample for you. It doesn't work that way. Another reason it doesn't make sense for the producer to be the one clearing the sample. Let's say I'm a sample-based producer and I'm making 100 beats every year, and they want $5,000 to clear the sample. That's $500,000 I'm gonna have to spend in sample clearance for beats that I don't even know if I'm gonna sell yet. That wouldn't make no sense. I'm gonna bankrupt myself clearing samples, and I don't even know if anybody's gonna buy these beats. That really doesn't make sense. And again, it makes me also price myself out of what makes sense to you as an artist, because now instead of my beats being a reasonable $500, it's now $5,500. So it's like, why would you pay me that when you can go get them from the next guy for $1,000 or $1,200 or $750? Doesn't really make sense. So yeah, it's really the artist or the label. The only time the producer should be the one clearing the samples is if it's like a DJ Khaled situation where you're getting a bunch of verses from artists and you're compiling an album that you're releasing for sale. Then you are the one publishing. Then the producer will be the one paying for the sample clearance. But other than that, it's the artist or the record label. And if you're not really making any money, you shouldn't even be worried about that anyway. Because the whole point is, if you take somebody's sample, what they're suing you for is whatever profit or percentage of profit that you made off of that sample. If you ain't making no money and you're not getting no real buzz, the song's not getting any real play, you're just an underground artist trying to showcase your skills, there's nothing for them to come, there's no money for them to come after. So they're not coming after you. If you didn't know, it costs about between $1,500 and $3,000 just to file the copyright infringement lawsuit, and it takes six figures to actually take it to trial. You think somebody's gonna go spend $100,000 to sue you when you made no money off of using the sample? So they're gonna spend $100,000 to come after zero money. Doesn't really make sense. So shouldn't even really be worrying about that at this stage unless you're about to blow it. And if you know the song is making noise, you're about to blow, then go contact the parties that you need to contact and clear the sample, pay them whatever it is, and then keep it pushing. But until then, not really something you have to worry about anyway. Or contact the producer and see if you could get a custom-made beat made in the same style as whatever beat it was that you liked, minus the samples. Or have them use royalty-free samples, or hire a session musician, whatever, if it has to be piano, guitar, whatever it is the sample is, and have them do an interpolation of the sample and then replace the sample with the interpolation. Then you didn't sample shit. So a few ways to deal with that, but again, it's on the artist, the record label, to clear the sample, but you shouldn't even be worried about that type of stuff unless you're really making noise with your music anyway. It's your boy Sontwisted. Hope that helped you guys out. Peace.